Even some of the local papers with normally liberal editorial pages are picking up on this doomsday hysteria. For example, the Hartford Courant today cites one expert stating, and I quote, "The predictions of gloom are subject to hyperbole and political calculation." Right on. So does anybody watching really, truly want to either cut the growth of spending or, heaven forbid, the level of spending? Let's talk. Joining us now is Cato Institute Senior Fellow Dan Mitchell. 1.2%, Dan, out of what, a $3.6 trillion budget? They can't even get this done? What's going to happen here?
I guess the world's going to come to an end. We might as well all, stock up on bottled water, canned goods, and ammo. Here's the number that really just jumps out at me to show how absurd this is. Over the next 10 years, if we have a sequester, instead of the federal government growing $2.5 trillion, guess what? It's going to grow $2.4 trillion. Oh, I'm having heart palpitations. I don't know how the federal government can survive if it only grows $2.4 trillion. The most amazing story, I mean, you had some great ones there, but the Navy claiming that it won't be able to fuel its aircraft carriers. All of these bureaucrats in charge of these agencies should be told that they will get fired if they can't manage to adjust their budgets and run their agencies after they have basically a fingernail clipped off their budget.
Dan Mitchell, are you convinced? Well, the Republicans do nothing, it goes through, Dan. If they do nothing, it goes through. Are you convinced the Republicans will, in fact, do nothing and have it go through?
Well, Republicans do have the upper hand. Unlike the fiscal cliff, where Obama could get a tax increase by doing nothing, Republicans can actually get a little bit of spending restraint by doing nothing. But I worry, as your guest from Time magazine pointed out, there's not actually one, there's actually two opportunities for Republicans to fumble away this victory. First, when the continuing resolution expires and they do the rest of the budget for fiscal 2013, and then when they do the appropriations for fiscal 2014. And we've already seen the Republican House Appropriations Committee chairman saying he's going to put spending higher than the sequester level. So it's up to Boehner and Cantor and the rest of the GOP leadership to say, no, we're actually going to make sure that we don't have ever-growing government, so perhaps we won't wind up as Greece, at least not as fast as we think.
Buddy, I'll tell you one thing on the way out. I think lower spending as a share of GDP is pro-growth. I think it's like a tax cut, and that's what we got with Clinton. He took spending from 21% to 18%. We had an economic boom. Milton Friedman was right, and that's why the GOP should get wise and label this an economic growth measure. Dan Mitchell, thank you very, 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 very much.